Happy Saturday morning, everybody. This is a grumpy old guy gaming, and as the title may have alluded to, we are heading towards some more Wii T in action here, playing a little dot hack fragment on a Saturday. Not quite sure what's up with the emulator here. We are just chugging along right now. I'm not actually very happy at all about that. If you'll permit me one moment here, I'm gonna go ahead and shut things down real quick and just kind of get things restarted, because that is just not working out for me at all. Not sure what the deal is with that. Normally it's rock solid for me, especially in offline mode, but yeah, you take what you can get. Okay, back up and running. We'll see if things smooth out for me here. It was weird, like it was dropping frames when I was even loading in. It seems to be doing a better job this time. Of course, I may be speaking too soon. As you can see, Wii T up to level 36 at the moment. Not too much has changed in the old gear, because Wii T is pretty much at end game as far as gear goes. Maybe a headgear and footwear upgrade or two down the road. But taking a look at the current setup, we've got the Silent Bomber. Still have the Rotted Pattern for when I feel like doing more varieties of damage and more or less just straight damage casting. As it is with Silent Bomber, we're already up to a magic attack of 60. Okay, hopefully at this point everything is working out fine. Just having all sorts of audio issues today. Had a bit of an incident yesterday with my audio equipment, so hopefully everything straightens out here. But like I said, we've got Silent Bomber for the staff, up to the Warhead Band for head armor, giving us Ola rep and some decent balanced stats. Probably going to be looking for an upgrade for that in the near future. Kageyuzen is going to be our forever body armor here, only a level 8, and as you can see, the stats aren't that amazing, but they are phenomenal for the magical attack and accuracy, and we're getting our charm and null damage off of it. Got a Geist ring here. The Spirit Drain is fun. Also gives us Mayani Cruise, which hits way harder than you would ever think possible for a character this level. Again, 60 magic damage and a darkness element attribute of 15. Deadly combination, making the most on 20 SP casting there. Right now we've got Stone Greaves, which is a statistically phenomenal armor for us, giving us 14 magic evasion and plus 5 in earth defense, and really no negatives. Plus 12 to our soul score down there. Stopping our curse, sleep, confusion, charm, and upping our overall magic resistance. Not so thrilled by the fact that it really only gives us Organzad as a damage option, because while that is a fantastic damage spell and a very nice element for higher level gameplay, it is also 50 SP. So that may be something we fiddle with a bit here. First thing we're going to do, invite Subaru to the party. In case you didn't know, and it'll be coming out in the next Die Less episode when I eventually get to it. Having Subaru around is actually a bit of a godsend for your items. Just going to grab that health and soul charm off of her. And then remove from the party. Right now we've got slightly better options ahead of us as far as the actual party itself goes. All good on speed charms. Just making sure we're all set before we head out for a couple dungeons. Got a couple hours to kill this morning. Actually, nice. Got the weekend off here. A little bit of vacation time taken, so giving me a chance to do things I would not normally have time to do. This stream being one. Okay, it looks like we have a couple things to sell here. Scarab earrings not going to really get us much in the way of trade bait. Hanging on to these Hanged Man too for paralysis. That's another thing I want to, bring up somewhere down the road. Yeah, we're not quite into anything there. Really want to know why I'm dropping frames like this. Even just running through town there, I was in the mid-80s. Well, let's try a field and hope it goes for the best. Not feeling so confident out of the gate here. I'm going to grab Mia. Yet another fantastic little help for you early on. Mia's biggest strength comes in gear. She's rocking level 93 armors for you. I'm going to grab Piros on levels. Because sometimes having a tank is, just as simple as having someone with a ton of hit points to stand in front of you. Level 40 field out of the gate. We're not quite ready to hit 40. It's a bit beyond our ability to safely handle. So I want to get to level 40 before we even start getting there. Here's a level 40 field, Sinking Hard Row Lyric Poet. Nice water element field. Let's go and see what it's got in store for us. As mentioned, our primary use here is going to be just charming things. letting our heavies hit and occasionally throwing a little damage. There you see a 629. Just beautiful damage thrown in there. Kind of makes this battle all but over before it starts. There you see the group takes it down, and that's 18 experience to us with minimal effort. I'm not going to waste any time on buffing. Normally I'd throw a speed charm in for convenience. Mummy Scissors, fantastic enemies, but I don't think they're going to be all that terrible for us. You see that Death Strike really hit Piros hard. Going to use another one of the fantastic things about Mia to fall rep Piros back to full health. That way we only have to cast a singular Ola rep. Grabbing a couple nice treasures there. I'm sure the Piros part of this party slot will be taken up as I get further into offline mode by whatever melee character, and by that I mean 90% of the characters you have in your disposable options, is at the highest level. Pretty sure Mia is going to be an evergreen second, though. There we go. Charmed that Mummy Scissors. Not much to think about there. All over but the shouting by the time we looked. Only getting about 6 experience off of them as a smaller creature, but the smaller creatures typically tend to be the most dangerous due to pack tactics and, again, nasty status effects like that Death Touch. Picking up a couple symbols here. That's going to give us a little fire resistance. Probably not going to come in huge there. Wood element, maybe. Seen the Mummy Scissors or wood element. Pick up some white cherries as well. Comes another Scorpioid. Getting that initial charm does exactly what the title says it would. Not only get the enemy off your front lines backs, but get them attacking themselves, which is an absolute neutering of solo encounters like that. Large enemies that get charmed may as well just fall over. But here at level 40, we're a bit beyond our own reach. Nice Vorv there for physical defense boosting. So it does help every now and then against the higher hit point targets to just go ahead and throw in a damage spell, or even here where we've got 2 targets, just to expedite things a little. Got this level 40 field all but cleared out already. Still noticing some frame drops. Get a bit more into the technical issues that were plaguing me this morning. My boy's birthday was yesterday, and he and his cousin were playing an impromptu game of hide and seek, and my desk quickly became a casualty. Just boys being boys, a little overzealous, but yeah, just kind of sitting down, and all of a sudden I hear the crash, and I look, and my mic and everything are everywhere. So there were some connection issues going on, and early stream, that was rather apparent. I do apologize for anyone who sat through that. If it makes you feel any better, I sat through the whole damn thing, too. Water God Axe there. Just going to ignore that white cherry. It seemed a little overeager. Actually, you know what? Not so worried about any sort of roaming enemies. Just kind of wanted to get to the dungeon here. In we go. Overall, I'd say that probably took us a little less than 10 minutes. Clear out that whole dungeon. Well, that whole field. 10 minutes for a dungeon is insanely good, and also only 2 floors. This one not giving us too much combat early on, especially not if we would have gone to the left side of the map. But we've got a fair bit of portals there to the right, so as the direction we're taking, grabbing a couple pure water as well. A little bit of risky business here to open things up. And I waste a mage's soul on the inventory being a little out of whack. I guess it's because the consumables that I don't usually carry. There's an Orokai or Orochi. I'm not really sure how to say it. Big giant snake. And again, Piros and Mia handling this more than ably. I threw in a Mayani cruise just for the sake of doing a little extra damage. 16 experience. And it doesn't feel like we really did anything for it, because we really didn't. Just threw out that initial charm and the rest was history. Still rocking those 3 static buffs from the field. Another big giant snake fight. See that dropping down just under 50 frames there. Not sure, I may have to reboot my computer after this. Which is weird because I just turned the thing on. But you know how that goes sometimes. Pumpkin King evades our charm, and instantly we're into damage control mode here with a couple mummy scissors to go with it. First scissors go down, and we silent bomber the rest of the field. Because when we have to deal damage, we can deal it in spades. I mean, just ton of non-elemental damage thrown out at the majority of that encounter. Onto the second floor now. Looks like our elemental buffs are not long for this world. Before we hit that first portal, let's go ahead, throw a quick Ola rep out just to get everyone hale and healthy. I suppose I just said the same thing twice. I'm going to go at an angle here, try and minimize the amount this has to draw. Got him in here, that's a problem. Taking care of that Menhir outright was top priority. Now there are no resurrection shenanigans. Okay, we have a pair of charmed Pumpkin Kings. Unfortunately, these things darkness tolerant, so we can't use our cheap spell, and rather physically evasive. Get one down. Take a couple casts of Organzot for the second, but it's gone before it can deal too much damage to the party. Larger rooms seem like they're going to be a struggle for us, which is a problem because that's what we're running into. Got a mage's soul up here a little bit. And again, we're just running some damage control. Got all 3 in a tight knit area. So let's go ahead, throw the bomber out. Get the chance to end that one quick. Pick up a Quake Beast fur as well. Just a treasure chest here. Taking a look at our status screen. Still at that halfway point. Made a little bit of headway so far, but nothing too major. Got a double portal room coming up in this little cutout area, so we're probably going to lead with a silent bomber. Just try and get this first encounter over with as quickly as possible. Actually missed, but Mia more than able taking that out. Second encounter is a Pumpkin King, and as Mia and Piros go over, we're just going to provide support casting from the other side here. Pumpkin King really didn't stand a chance. Had that great distraction going on. About the only casualty there was our SP pool. Even then, we've only got one more portal here, and assuming it's nothing too nasty, we could probably charm our way through that. Be ready for a Mage's Soul just in case, but yeah, it's pretty nasty. Got rid of the Menhir quick though, so that's a plus. Charmed the Pumpkin King first try. You heard the little damage tolerance there as it tried to hit itself with a darkness element attack. Second floor, definitely more of a challenge than the first. We're picking up both a Stormlord cap, Stormlord helm, and a lightning cap. My apologies. So we're in the low 30s in the armor. Got at least 4 floors of fun here. Particularly neat way this plays out. It almost looks like the stairs down are coming off a little side passage there, but it's actually going to be through that C-shaped room and down around the entire way. Kind of a fun look if you're not used to it. We'll grab this treasure chest, see what comes out around the corner here. Everything just kind of ignores us out of that portal. Runs the whole way over. Got a pair of Pumpkin Kings. Have them hack at each other a little bit. And now get to the business at hand. Love it when a plan comes together, and you can tell that's actually Piros and Mia hitting on a considerable level of damage there on that first Pumpkin King, because they really can't do jack to each other. Got a level up, looks like for Piros there. Yep. Mia's close, and we're getting there. Have a little bit of time to grab this treasure chest, let our SP recuperate a little. Picking up an Ice Storm. As you can see, we're almost 200 SP by the time we walk through the room here. Piros just tanking like a champ for us. Gets so many death touches. Just kind of had to get in there and save him. Let the bomber work itself out. Mia managed to avoid the worst of those death strikes, but Piros definitely took a couple in a row there. Taking on 2 at a time. Wow. Yeah, that just slowed down to nothing. I'm definitely going to have to call this stream early. I'm going to finish this dungeon because there's really no point in getting on for nothing, and you guys deserve at least a full run out of this. But after that, I'm definitely turning off and restarting. Don't know what the deal is here. Usually don't have any problems with PCSX2 here. In fact, a couple times I've had better performance than this when recording and streaming to Discord. Got that Urukai Charmed, and see if we can get a little Spirit Drain going. Hit once, see if we can get twice before it's over. Nope, just once, but at least that's a few more SP back into the old pocket. Picking up a couple treasures and a Bearcat egg. Death to finish things off in the room before moving forward. And we're just not messing around with 3 Pumpkin Kings at this point. Feels like we are, though, because my goodness, our intended target missed on 2 out of 3. Get a nice slow-mo look on the Silent Bomber. Take that magic attack head on. See if the melee gang can take things out. And they can, so that saves us a little SP that we could then turn around and use on some healing. Just pop another Mage's Soul, as we know we're getting a fair bit of treasure out of this and should still profit handily by the end of the dungeon. Another big giant snake fight. Another chance to see if we can steal a little SP off the thing. Worth noting that thanks to our choice of staff and our mediocre to this point level progression, as we're getting into that range where you could start considering yourself at a capable level. Our physical attack, as far as Wave Masters go, not negligible. Ended up tanking that shot there. As, of course, Wave Masters should never do. Piros just kind of hanging out at the corner there. We got a little lazy on our corner, and he never quite made it to battle. Could be a problem for us in the future, as we were doing far too much physically there at the start of battle. Did get out before the charm wore off. But as you can see, that battle was already pretty academic. Quick heal there to get everyone, especially ourselves, back up. And now we're wheeling back to the direction of the exit. More giant snake fights we could have, the better. Yeah, but I mean, even just drawing larger rooms there, that dropped down to about 64%. That is crazy to me. Oh well, we will figure it out by the end. Worst case scenario there, as we get dropped by a death strike trying to get away. Now we just have to maneuver our way around. Again, going after that statue Menhir first, just to get it out of the road. Big level up by Mia, staying alive long enough to actualize it. Then we will kindly take out one Pumpkin King and charm the second before turning around and using our now greatly diminished SP pool to get the group back up to full before Mage's Souling again. Give us the ability to finish this thing off with some Organzot. One of the more dreaded encounter types you'll get in Fragment, the large encounter in Tiny Room. And by large encounter, I mean many enemies. Get a couple mediums and a small there, and all of a sudden, those little, bend around the glowing lava rooms, I guess is the best way to describe them, just those little 90-degree angle rooms, are really kind of the toughest place because they get congested in a hurry. As you can see, we got hit just on a random attack from a Pumpkin King. And then it was all over but the shouting, and pretty soon we had to rely on our party to actually make it through. Another floor here, heading off in all directions. We already see the way down. Unfortunately, we see several large rooms to clear here too, so get ready for some lag. Back to some Scorpioids as we got an unintended close-up look at it thanks to that chain-changing camera perspective. Could have swore we charmed that thing, but apparently we missed on the first attempt and the second. Only had a few hit points left. There really, our Mayani cruise never even got a chance to land, but did its job in at least slowing the Scorpioid down, making that final hit easier. We've got a large double portal room here. We will, for our sanity, try and take these one at a time. There's a statue Menhir. Can't be charmed, but can be hit with darkness element. And since it is all on its lonesome, resurrection shenanigans already factored out of the equation. Missed again there. Did at least get the battle over. Here comes more Menhir. This time a pairing. Got lucky on that one. Got our Mayani cruises off. They both hit hard. And our fighters actually split up, damaging both targets, making them both easily one-shot. No real chance to resurrect in that room whatsoever for the Menhir. Another big giant snake fight. This time Mia's the one who hangs back, but we're all going to charge forward blindly, so she will join the battle before long. Now with them freshly leveled up, both Mia and Piros doing slightly more damage than they were at the start of this dungeon. Get through it right quick and in a hurry. Going to make our way over to the treasure chest here. Not terribly concerned, honestly, on what's on either altar, but since the chest was there, we'll pick up another death scroll. Don't know why we went this way, since the stairs down are obviously there. Gonna have to back up and take out the left wing. Another large room. This one a four-way intersection. Could skip the far left side as it's just a treasure chest and some consumables. Lucked out in the sense that this room is also just a treasure chest. Getting a mage soul there. Scorpioid's just not charming well indoors. There we go. Finally got one. You can see that soft pink glow letting us know that it's really only a threat to itself. Get our healing back up, and just to make things a little less interesting, a Mayani Cruise to finish. That's 20 SP for 600 damage against something that really sort of element indifferent at that point. A little bit of thunder armor there to throw into the pile. Most of this just getting sold off at this point. Like I said, if we find a particularly spicy item for trade, we'll give that a go. But for now, we've got everything we need to make Wee as lethal as intended. Another big giant snake fight, always good news for us. Even better news, our front line actually made it to a front line without any sort of coaxing, so we're down under 1,000 before I could even say how low this thing's hit points were getting. And just like that, 3170 taken off the big giant snake, and all we had to do was punch it a couple times ourselves. Retrieve an ice flow, and just like that, we are making our way towards the stairs down. Won't be a direct route, as there are still a portal or two outstanding on this 4th floor. Even with the lag and my mediocre at the best of times gameplay, making pretty decent time through this dungeon, given no speed boosts or anything. More risky business coming out of the portal here, as this was apparently the floor that was taking it somewhat easy on us. Final portal of the 4th. It's going to give us another Scorpioid. This one, thankfully, charms straight off. Let's see if we can't just recoup some of that charm. Give it one more whack. Nope. Charm should be close to wearing off, and we'll just take it out from 600 some. Fun to be a finisher. Obviously, that battle could have gone quicker, but had it gone quicker, we'd still have to worry about recharging SP, and we're at full right now. Working through the 5th, as I also try and remind my hands how they work. We have a ton of portals showing, and potentially a statue chest there. That looks like the end of the dungeon, at least as far as my guess would go. Fortune Wire number 11 deployed, picking up yet more thunder armor and moving to a medium-sized square room. In said room, we're going to find another treasure chest, as things are coming up roses and bearcat eggs for us here. Mage's Soul could use one or two of those. Picking up an ice flow, moving on to the next. Little 90-degree turn room with a little bit of a flare on the other side of the corner there. And a big giant snake blocking our path. So let's just go ahead, as we do with big giant snakes, and punch for 23 damage while the real fighters actually kill the thing. Didn't retrieve any SP, save for the, 30 or so that we made up for just for that battle going on an extra second or two. Here comes the Scorpioid as Tour de Big Monster continues. Charm 1 fails, Charm 2 succeeds, meaning that this battle is a wash in damage, as the Scorpioid's first attack went for nada, and the charm's so late, I don't even want to waste a spell on it. It's not getting a Mayani Cruise. It already got 2 tries at melee. Some Quake Beast fur, because even the game was getting tired of saying Thunder Armor. First portal's getting the Silent Bomber treatment. It's a big giant snake of doom. Hit us on the head, so we're just going to stay with the damage casting here. Second battle's up, and it's a Pumpkin King. Charm that sucker before things get out of hand. Piros and Mia, nice enough to finish that off for us. Taking a look at our screen, we are at 971. Really only a couple battles away from leveling here. We could see if we could perhaps at least get that out of this dungeon. Intentionally stalling here for the sake of my poor mage's souls. We haven't used too many of them. Used one or two errantly and a few wisely. Here comes another big giant snake. Because again, I'm not even going to pretend I know proper pronunciation there, and the last thing I want to do is pull up Google search for the phonetic sounds while my computer's already struggling to generate rooms here. Getting 16 experience to the better. See more than enough portals as long as they're not all treasure chests. That moment in life where you beg off treasure. And a dungeon crawler. Another Scorpioid here. Ignores our charm and takes a stab at us. Fortunately, Wee very, very scrawny target, so the attack somehow misses. Just going to take about 4 cracks here. No Spirit Drain. But a safely done battle, and there's our level up. Wee now level 37. Inching our way into a relevant number of hit points, and more importantly, closing in on 300 SP. At 300 SP, that is a rather significant amount for us because Muley costs 40 SP and Silent Bomber costs 130. So you can throw your nuke out twice and still charm an enemy on one go of your SP bar. That's some high magics there. Also high magic is charming your Scorpioid right out of the gate. Now we're just going to let it go down. Right down into the 600s. Well, you know it, Piros and Mia, real aggressive, and our Mayani cruise doesn't even get to land. A great job by the front line there. Picking up yet another mage's soul. Game trying to make sure I don't have to shop too much in this laggy mess. First try charm on a Pumpkin King. Let's see if we can get that left side one. Quickly moved right behind the other. There we go, 2 for 2 on those. Happy to see that. Still got about 200 SP. So what the heck, let's Silent Bomber. Quality damage done to both. And we'll finish off with some more Ganzot. It decided to get a little tricky with the casting, and so did we. Picking up yet another Hanged Man. Our final 3 additions to our slots are going to be the Hanged Man for paralysis to offset our charm, as well as the health and soul charms for regen. But I really want to get to a point where we are stable with both of those. And for that, I have to advance a little further with the story. In order to do that, I need to level up a bit. So that's the predicament we're in, and this stream just helping us get there little by little. Like I said, I planned to come on, do a couple, but the computer just not playing nice. So I'm going to have to go ahead and restart rather than make you guys watch, 40 frame rooms. With the audio troubles and everything, would probably been better me skipping anyway, but again, I wanted to say hi, throw some fragment content out there. Getting the all clear here, one last giant snake fight, and because it is the final battle, we'll just go ahead and Silent Bomber this to its conclusion. 837 damage. Not the biggest amount we've hit for today, but certainly more than enough to finish off that damaged snake, picking up an ice flow, and now nothing to do but pick up the statue chest. An adamant lance. Recovery Drunken Light Cross. Adamant Lance is obviously going to be a long arm weapon, but one I don't think I've ever seen in use. It's level 20. Got Triple Doom and Rye Wipe. Okay. Even gives you access to a level 2 Awakening. Decent stats. Nice balanced weapon elementally. Giving you a plus 25 to your physical attack. You really can't argue with that. And Triple Doom, non-elemental, so you don't have to worry about the elemental resistances. Not a bad weapon at all. Morning, Roy. How you doing today? Again, I apologize in advance for this stream. Seems to be the computer just not playing nice with me here. Also, I forget what Spray Dock Arenas are. All over the place this morning. Hopefully you're doing well out there. Well, doesn't seem like I'm exiting that quickly. Game had other options in mind, so we're going to battle these 3 mummy scissors at least. Might as well go for a second field clear while we're here. Bit more experience to the better. Oof. Saw that already charmed mummy scissors ran in right for us, soaking up more of our SP for no real reason. Piros and Mia more than able to handle the battle. One thing that is nice is each one of them dropped a risky treasure, so we're in for some sweet gear here. All for the cost of 30 gold. That's 3 fortune wires, and that's a bargain. Getting a Thunder Torque, a Stormlord Helm, and a Thunder Cloak, so that's 3 of the low 30 Thunder Element armors. Sell really well. Of course, those are the native purchasable armors out of the Carmina Gadalica weapon shop, if I remember correctly. My friend the snake. Does not realize how much it benefits me by being easily charmed. Not doing a lick of damage to any member of my party, and just 15 of the easiest experience we're going to pick up. Wow. Our inventory is full slot-wise. We are at 40 items, so got to be a little bit careful there picking up treasure. Can't just spam the circle button. Had that unfortunate incident happen one time I was running where I accidentally chucked out all of my healing items. Just spamming circle with a full inventory. So something to be careful of in the old fragments, and for that matter in dot hack, infection, mutation, outbreak, and quarantine. Another Thunder Torque, pre-existing item, so we get to just notch that in the pile as well. White cherries being a key item, safely pick that up. Got Rig Same out of the symbol, so a little bit of health regeneration should ease up the healing burden, as if facing easily charmable enemies out in the field hasn't done that already. For those with keen musical ear, not sure if it's coming through because I do have the audio turned down for the sake of convenience here for my mic. That is a Firefield theme going off in the background of Waterfield. That is simply due to a little thing picked up by emus when regarding Piros. Of course, if you remember in the single-player games, Piros had his own theme music. And in this game, that functionality was never really disabled. It was just sort of set to the first field you needed him for rather than giving him his own song. And that field happened to be a fire field. So now anytime Piros is in your party, you get to hear that lovely Firefield theme. Scorpioid coming in resists our charms. That is unfortunate. And, I'm not going to lie, a little bit disheartening. So we're just going to go ahead, chuck some skulls at it. Hitting for a quality 643 on each of those Mayani crews. See, I almost did it again. Just going to throw that Ice Strike into the Abyss. Pick up the Ice Storm. Mia got down to critical there, so we had to burn another healing potion, but small price to keep our front line healthy. As you can see, Rigsame kind of doing the heavy work for us, healing in the interim as we walk to this last portal. Just a bit of risky business, and then we're going to get a second field clear. There it is. See one more snake in the background, patiently waiting for us by that arc. Let's go ahead and charm it for its troubles. It was nice enough to wait for us. The least we could do is give it the chance to try attacking itself. It's earth tolerant, so those big giant zeros coming through are actually the snake hitting itself. Easy battle for us. Now, if we were online, it's worth pointing out that entire dungeon, statue, chest, and all, would reset the moment we hit the field. I don't believe offline dungeons reset the statue chest. So I want to say our best move right now is heading back to town. Do a little bit of a restock, and yeah, we'll try one more. I'm going to try and avoid drawing too much of the map at one time. Again, just trying to minimize lag here. For whatever reason, the computer just a bit sluggish this morning. I'm going to chalk it up to kids being kids and just, going absolutely crazy on my poor desk setup here yesterday for my son's birthday. But it was a fun time overall. A lot of pizza, a lot of fun. Went bowling in the morning. Played a ton of wiffle ball in the afternoon. My arm's about dead. I'm getting to the point where it's been tangible amounts of life since I have been the least bit consistently athletic, but always fun to dust it off every now and then. Unfortunately, never fun the next morning, and I've been up since about 3:30, just on pain. Well, now a mix of pain and caffeine, because coffee's got to happen, right? Just selling off some of the lower value armors. Obviously, I could get a much bigger pop moving some of the more interesting equipment, but that's stuff I want to hang on to in case I do run into anyone who A, needs it, or B, anything offline that I can get a decent trade for. Going to sell off a ton of these scrolls. Of course, keeping more consumables means that inventory is going to fill up in a hurry. We are keeping the Hanged Man for paralysis, Knight's Bane and Beast's Bane for physical magical tolerances on enemies, Health Charms and Soul Charms for hit point and skill point regeneration, Speed Charms for speed. Light Cross we could sell. That's just 500 gold to us. Didn't use any speed charms there, so don't need to buy any more. Piros apparently a little disappointed that there were no fairies with weird names in the item shop. That is a thing that just popped up. Overall, for everything I said, we pulled enough Mage's Souls back from there that we only had to buy 6. Always nice for the items to get a little break. Don't mind using them. Just a little annoying, have to buy them time after time. Get a lovely view of our shining jello water down there. So weird when I first noticed the difference in water textures between here, where it's basically like a jelly mirror, and Makanu, where it's actually just water looking water. Mia looking to bank some shit, apparently. So we go to the portal. Level 38. We could do better than the level 38. Hey, there's the level 47. This may be a bit of a challenge, but hey, time to hit the old Molten Farewell Whale and actually give Piros a fire field for his music. Not the right fire field, as this is a desert, but we'll take it. Fairy's orb here. Forgot about the pure water and other things. Apparently I had some shit to bank too, but you get what you get, right? Here comes another Menhir, this one of the Sphinx variety. A bit tougher than the statue Menhir. Fortunately, just a solo encounter. But we will definitely have to be careful of these portals and of wandering monsters. Get too many of them around, and it will be a quick game over for us. Lose that level we just gained. That would be a shame. Fortunately, we do have a fairly strong front line. We have a very strong skill setup. Got a big old Iron Ball Titan coming after us, too. That was nice enough to take its first swing at itself because, again, easily charmable. Also thunder tolerant, which means very weak to darkness attacks. So, for the low price of 20 SP, our Mayani Cruise is doing 650 damage. Non-elemental hit, hitting a clean 1300 for the finish there. Again, 1300 damage off 20 SP. I will take that. Another thing we will have to take is our chances against an Arc Prince here. Yet another enemy with Resurrection Shenanigans. That one can also paralyze and hit for a ton. Really one of the first enemies you have to look at beyond the Sphinxes as real threats to you just for the sake of existence. That one not coming out of a portal, just floating by to say hi. And that's something we have to watch out for here. Picking up a Jet Bracer and making our way further on. Hopefully with enough time for me to inhale again. Whew, that was a whole lot of talking. Nice 1200 point elemental hit. Gonna let Piros finish off that Sphinx Menhir. Unfortunately, not quick enough on the second one to limit the Resurrection Shenanigans. Mia taken down the first, and then it gets resurrected again. These things, of course, very mobile. Did just get them far enough apart there. They danced themselves out of range, so that was nice. Fair bit of damage casting. Not really our intended mode of operation there, but certainly an effective one. Taking a look at the status screen, already racking up that experience here in this field. Again, bit over our weight. Talking about 10 levels over for WT. Only 7 for Piros, so no complaints from the heavy axe there. Mia, I think, is a level behind us. I want to say Mia's level 36 here. Been trying to level her up fairly well. And here comes the Nightmare Incarnate. It's 3 Sphinx Menhir. We're just going to pull the old trick of trying to space them out here. Get that turnaround point. Or just watch Piros try and pull the let me solo them. Fascinating, really. Okay, I guess this is where our line forms. Of course, with 3 of them going off here, I don't expect to get too much headway going. We're just going to spam Mayani Cruise and hope for the best. Potion where it is necessary. As you can see with 3 of them, it is virtually impossible to stop resurrection happening. Even just casting 20 SP at a time. See, Menhir number 4 sneaking up, and that's a problem because now we have to back off. See, Piros joins us. Actually gives us a chance here to get one-on-one with this Menhir. At least we did until Mia came this way too and brought the whole circus. Maybe we could sneak that in? Nope. It was worth a shot. Really thought we had that one in while everything else was casting, and then at the last minute it popped back up. So we are once again going to isolate and hope the rest of the party stays away long enough for us to finish. And here comes another Menhir. They're just not being as helpful as you'd think they would be. Finally get enough of a distraction that we get a Menhir down. Piros taking damage off screen, which means we finally got the separate and conquer part of this strategy to work. 2 Menhir down out of 4 or 5. I've kind of lost count. Looking like 4. Also looking like Piros is having a rough day. Nope, it's a full 5er. Almost thought we had 3 there, but that would have been a touch too easy, wouldn't it? That's 3. Well, apparently Windows was virus scanning for me. Maybe that's what the early frame drops were. If it was, I apologize, but on the bright side, computer checked out fine. There goes Menhir number 4, and finally. God. Next coffee's getting spiked. That one I can tell you. 5 Sphinx Menhir. What a crock. I mean, 100 XP overall, but my goodness, the items. Oh, crap. Well, in all fairness, I was just bitching about 5 Sphinx Menhir, and now we have 2 Sphinx Menhir and 2 Arc Prints. Got a paralyzed Mia. So she and Piros in pretty imminent danger, actually. And we can't even help all that much because we can't stay in range thanks to that Sphinx Menhir. Piros finally coming to our aid here. Taking out the singular Menhir. As long as we could get battles to that point, where we can isolate some of the resurrection shenanigans, we should be fine out here in the field. It's actually the dungeon more so that I'd be more worried with. As we're going over the hour point, I don't think I'll chance the dungeon per se. At this point, just looking out for the remnants of that battle as we work our way towards more portals, because the last thing I want to do is get into a point where we're facing those things and more. Looks like we're pretty well clear, so we'll chance this portal. Thankfully, an Iron Ball Titan. You wouldn't think seeing something near 5,000 hit points would be a relief, but as you can see, 20 SP just took out 1,300 of it. All over but the shouting at that point. A bloodless battle for us. 0 damage done to the party. Here's some Mandragora in the background. See some Sphinx Menhir in the foreground. Just going to divide and conquer here. Badly weakened both Sphinx Menhir. Going to try for the simultaneous kill. Didn't quite happen, but Piros able to distract Sphinx Menhir number 2 long enough that we can go ahead and get the damage done with Mayani Cruz. Now we're picking up the Mandragora. First grunty food you'll run into an infection, actually, as they are in Bursting Past over Aqua Field if you explore the field there. Another Iron Ball Titan making its way, to punch at itself. Because that's the beauty of Charm. Status effects can be your biggest enemy or your best friend in this game. Got a handful of portals left before I chicken out and don't try that dungeon at all. Because again, we're not after the glory here, we're after the gains. Glory will come after we get to Theta. Piros, again, just refusing to do the logical thing and let these Menhir tucker themselves out. Piros is frontline all the time. Right now, just can't convince him to move because he's stuck in an endless chain of thunder attacks. There we go. Now he's moving. Asking why we're abandoning him. Poor chap. See, that's what we were looking for. Get that turnaround point, and we can go ahead and so finish that one Sphinx Menhir off, if that wasn't for the unfortunate mess. Now we're running into resurrection shenanigans and all of that jazz. That one's on us. That miss just unfortunate on several levels. Of course, we can't let our intrepid heavy axe fall. Who would tank? Yeah, aside from Mia. Finally get some Menhir down here. Get a little bit of progress going. Back-to-back elemental hits will make it a tough call to res there. And sure enough, we get the threesome down. Ninja anklet, not to be confused with ninja socks, which of course are, some of the best footwear you'll find anywhere, between here and Hot Topic at least. Another Iron Ball Titan. This time I think we're going to do the cheese thing. We're just going to walk up and start, doing a little stick punch magic. See if we can't recoup a couple of these SP. There's a nice skill drain. Got 11 bonus back. Again, not doing negligible damage, just far less than everybody else. We took a kick there down to 12. Our taste of the frontline action, as it were. But some needed recovery of SP. Here comes another Iron Ball Titan. Do believe we'll take this battle off of the frontline shenanigans and do what we do best. We're going to climb up on this hill. Suppose I should have said run up this hill. It seems to be in vogue lately. Arc Prince and a Sphinx Menhir. Not even playing with that. We are going to run the F away here. Let the Menhir have its fun. What we're really looking for is the turn back point for the Arc Prince. When we see it try and retreat, there we go. We know where the end of the portal is. The Menhir should be turning as well, and that's where we can hone in. Catch it right at the arc, unintended. And that should be good for a kill. Yeah. Actually got saved by a lack of elemental hit there. Wow, we got paralyzed. Not something you'd expect there. But the Arc Prince clearly seeing we were the problem with our damage. Did not expect us to take it out, but we managed to overcome. Almost skipped the treasure. What was I thinking? Gonna need every bit of gold I can out of this one. There's some hands of ebony. Get a little bit of the old wonky camera as we come down off that slope. Last portal of the field. Want it to be a battle for the sake of the cinema. Not going to complain if it's a treasure chest. It's a treasure chest. A little bit of risky business. Fortune wire, least we can do to get out of this jam. More Hands of Ebony. Guys, I do believe I'm going to gate back to town and call it there. Actually, a rather nice hour once we got through that virus scan. Apparently, Windows virus scans will fuck with your streaming. Who knew? Probably everybody. I'm the last to the party on that knowledge. But this was enjoyable. Thanks to Roy, and thanks to everybody checking this out after. Because really, just do this for love of the game. Good to see you guys. Good to hang out. See, I'm still dropping in town here. So I think the restart is more than called for. But more importantly, battle in and done. Got a level up plus. Yeah, almost to level 38, actually. So we're inching our way towards 40. May do a bit more over the weekend. In the meantime, you guys take care wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And we'll see you in the not too distant future.